Technology.
Like Hillary Clinton.
Was that your Frosty impersonation?
Yeah, that was my Frosty impersonation. Yes. So Happy New Year to you guys. This is Descent Underground's Wingman's Hangar. I'm
Descent
Eric.
Underground's Wingman's Hangar?
Yeah, we're changing it up in the new year.
It's like the LA Angels of Anaheim of LA.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I am the Eric Wingman Peterson.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
And this is Captain Cedar Fever.
It's the king of Cedar, Rob. Designopotamus Irving.
That's right. And this is a show about the making of Descent Underground. We kind of give you an update on what's going on with development, where we're at. Pretty much right now, it's the single-player show.
Yes, it's all about single player. Well, in the holiday show.
Oh, the holiday show.
It's like we took a break.
Oh, we needed a break.
We desperately
Because we got two builds out in like a week before Christmas, and now we've got another one coming out where we're taking out the Frosty and the Christmas stuff, and sorry, you'll have to see all that. I know. The Mega's going back to being Mega. And everything else. I think it's already done, right, Keith? Yep. There you go. There's Keith. Yep.
Up to the minute.
We can't throw a Keith at it, but
Up to the minute news.
Yep. Thanks to all our backers for joining us. Thanks for everybody that's bought the game, all the new people.
Welcome all you new
thanks
people.
to new people. Look at all these new people coming across. Woohoo!
Scads.
And this is just the ones on our website. We don't get the ones from GOG. And from Steam.
We have people joining us from GOG now.
I love it. GOG's a big
Woohoo!
deal.
Welcome, GOG people.
And thanks to our new undergrounders and tons more of you people that are out there on Steam and GOG. Now we've done double-sided paper.
Oh,
so
no!
We could screw this up completely.
This could be
today.
terrible. If you see any really wild jumps in the script, you forgot to read the back.
Yeah, the back. It's the back. So we're back from the holiday break, and what's that mean? That means we're gonna get back to it. It's gonna take a little bit of time we got to take all the stuff out we put in. That's actually fairly. I think it's already been done.
That's mostly done. Yeah, if not entirely done, it will be done.
Yep.
By the time this airs.
Yeah. So what are we doing this week, though? What's going on? We're taking up the holiday theme.
Remembering how to work.
Yeah.
Trying to work off some of them fruitcake pounds.
Yeah, right. I'm working those off. We're taking dead.
Yeah. Are you on a new exercise program for the year?
Not yet. I need to be.
1.75 Robs.
Not 1.5 Rob still. We're beautifying Dead Morose. We're putting the final touches on that so that we can get that out there for people to play with. And as we just said, GOG.
GOG. We're on GOG.
And you know the cool thing GOG's done for us is they put us in the carousel on the top page. Something Steam has never done for us.
Because GOG's cool. I'm a huge GOG nerd.
I am too. I like GOG. I mean, I like both Steam and GOG, but GOG seems to be a little more PC gamer focused.
I think I have about 80 more games on GOG than I have on Steam.
Is that right?
I do.
Really?
I believe.
Cool.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, that's pretty cool. So rather than tell you what we're up to, why don't we just show you in this week's Studio Snapshot. So the idea being that the miners only have, it's a time limit because the miners only have so much air, and we have miners throughout the map, and you can rescue as many of them as you can.
With the core, so we're looking at those power relays that shut down the outer shield.
3 parts: the shield,
and then you, once that's down, then you blow up the containment coils. And then that triggers your countdown.
And then you run like that.
And you run like.
And then you were like, so.
You're gonna have the exit door.
And the containment coil, and you could place the shield generators. They don't have to be in the room. They could be throughout the entire map, and you've got to discover where they are. I mean. So that's always fun to see. I mean, some of the guys didn't take as much of a break as we did. I think Kaji even streamed during the break.
That is cool. Kaji is a trooper.
What are we calling it? What are we calling it? Kaji-san's Toby's Tavern.
It's not. Some people don't even know his name is Toby. It's weird.
I know, right?
Kaji-san. Everyone calls him Kaji.
His name was Toby.
Yeah, his name is Toby.
Toby, really?
Yeah. His name is Toby.
So Toby's Tavern aired, and he was really good at it. I saw him streaming. I decided to join in and play with him a little bit. That was fun.
Did you get your butt kicked?
Actually, yeah, I think I did. I pretty much did. We're rigging this. As more we can review. We're rigging the small loader bot.
We are.
That thing looks pretty cool.
It is. It's. He was showing off booty shots yesterday. It was really.
Booty bot shots.
Yeah, booty bot booty shots. Booty bot shots.
Booty bot booties.
It's gonna be pretty impressive.
Look at that butt. Anyway,
Oh
and we're now. that as bots are mostly single player, we are really hyper focused on single player right now.
All about the single player. We are pretty much that is what 2017.
We got a little
Steam
more
is gonna be.
balancing. All we
There's
got
a
left
few
on
more things to
multiplayer
do
is
there.
balancing
Yeah.
and a few other things like tech trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got to figure how that. But that pretty much multiplayer is close to done. Not completely done. We still have to balance, but at least most of the key elements are there. And now we're almost completely dedicated to single player.
Yeah, and a lot of the new technology that's coming in, even for multiplayer, is because it's for single player and multiplayer. So it was the right time in the schedule to get to those things because we're doing them both.
In fact, we had a long meeting yesterday, and we have a long meeting after this while we're going over exactly what every element is in the single player campaign. You know, we already have the story down, we already have some of the maps being built, but we're going to now figure out which bots you face in each level, which unlocks you're going to get, how we're going to introduce things in the story and in game, so it's going to be kind of fun. And I believe we're also reimagining the core. Do we have something to look at there?
Pretty picture.
Yes, that's not final core.
No, this is just a concept.
Just a concept, but we
But
think it looks pretty
was a
neat.
pretty little art project, so hey.
Right,
we
right.
like showing pretty little art
We
projects.
do like doing that. And let's take a look at, speaking of pretty little art projects, or not, let's take a look at this week's Steam review of the week. All right, and so, Rob, what is the Steam review of the week?
Steam Review of the Week is when we find one really, really awesome community member out there on Steam who has reviewed our game in a positive way.
Right.
And said something nice about it, so
That's
we want to tell you about.
So let's get to this week's Steam review, and we're going to have other reviews of the week. So it's not just Steam. There's other you can review on our website. You can review on GOG. But this is for this week at Steam from Ginger Jew 06. It's still in early access, but the devs are fans of the old games. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
And have kept a similar feel in the mechanics and gameplay from what I can tell so far. The devs are also very responsive to problems you report. It is true. I wasn't able to launch it when I first reported it, and the devs responded within hours, letting me know they were aware of the problem and were working on a fix. They went back to my post, it was a couple weeks old, just to let me know they had released a patch that would fix my problem. You don't see that often these days. I can't wait for them to release additional content as I expect to be just as excellent as everything I've seen thus far. Thank you, from Ginger Jew 06. That's this week's Steam Review of the Week. I love seeing those things. That's good. Always good to read positive reviews.
We appreciate it when you take your time to actually give us a review up there, especially a positive one, because it helps us out. It helps
does.
spread the word.
It does. And we've had a few negative reviews from people trying to start a war between us and like Overload. And we are very big fans of Matt and Mike and the team that's making that game. So we're looking forward to playing that. And in order to bring 6 Degrees of Freedom games back, we need multiple titles out there to introduce that to a younger generation and for them to go, wow, this is cool. And then what else is there out there? So it just helps us all. A rising tide lifts all boats. And we're big fans of that. So thank you for that cool review.
Excellent fortune cookie.
It was a fortune cookie. Thank you. I wish I could make a fortune, though. So what time is it, Rob?
Time to get rich?
You know.
It's time for Forum Feedback.
Happy New Year, no doubt.
Happy New Year. All right. And our first question is from Jitris, one of our undergrounders.
Jitris Show.
Yeah, he didn't send us a video, but he did send us a question. Will we be able to use 4 to 6 players in larger multiplayer co-op campaign maps?
Well, that's pretty easy. I mean, isn't it planned for 4 guys? I don't think 6.
So the plan, as far as I understand it, has always been all campaign levels 1 to 4 players.
Right.
Just like survival or
versus bots. Yeah. Right. We'll stick.
I mean, it's the maps are going to be similar in size, at least. It's not unreasonable that there might be larger maps in the long run, but changing the number of players in co-op is not necessarily a great thing, because how do you account for that if they're playing all together?
And balance.
You have to add people, and then it's.
Well, it's also consistency. I mean, if you have a smaller map, you don't want people being used to playing with 6, and then, oh wait, we can only do 4 in this one.
Well, we've already run into that even on our multiplayer section with Valor, right? We couldn't put too many people in Valor because just they're bumping into each other.
Yep.
But yeah, so the plan is single player campaign, can be played with 1, 2, 3, or 4, and we'll balance out for all the number of people you have with you. Yes.
All righty. Our next question from White Shark. Could we make laser upgrades level specific? I think it would be a better way to limit level 4 lasers for balance. So
I'm confused. What's he thinking?
So what he's asking is, instead of having a generic laser upgrade and you have to pick up 4 of them, there's a level 4 laser upgrade that's a specific thing. At least that's how I understood the question.
That's kind of what we were talking about yesterday in the some of the single player stuff. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
I mean, the goal originally, and as of right now, still, I believe, is for the laser levels to be limited by the ship you're in and the tech tree levels of the ship. So you still have to pick up more than 1 to upgrade them, but not all ships can carry level 4 lasers. So and some of them can carry higher than level 4.
So his way, so it would be difficult though, wouldn't it? I mean, that is kind of the way of talking about, like, if I'm level 50, I've unlocked level 4 lasers, and so I guess his way would be pick up 1 and you're starting with level 4 lasers.
Well, but
no,
that's laser level 4. It's sitting in the map.
You'd have to pick up a level 2, then pick up a level 3, then pick up a level 4.
Oh, that's super hard to do. You'd have to find those around the map.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, not to mention, again, Rob alluded to the whole some ships go beyond then we'd also have to have specific power-ups for level 5 lasers and level 6 lasers as well once those come around.
I mean, it's the simpler solution, right? But it would change the way the game plays. I think it would probably make it worse. Is that you have, you level your slots up in the drone bay, and then when you just pick up 1 laser, it automatically is whatever your capacity is, and that would be difficult for people to understand. I think, at least if you run into somebody else, it would be difficult to understand. It will also overpower people like crazy.
Even more of a balance issue, because I mean, right now you have to actually work to go get all those lasers. You have to survive long enough to do it. If you just come out of the gate and there's a laser right in front of you and boom, you're level 4.
Right.
Those maps are balanced for extended play, not for everyone's level 4 all the time.
Billy Badass. 2 seconds of shooting and everybody's dead.
Yeah.
It's already very fast paced.
Less survivability.
Yeah, well, you don't survive very long in the game. And now that we've taken the shield orbs out too, with shield mining. So we're still honing it in. I think we're kind of set on the way it works right now. So that's not to say we're not always balancing and looking at ways to improve the game. So
now, just a question. Rob mentioned the level 6, or no, Tyler mentioned it at first. I think the level 6 lasers, and Rob had said something about some ships not carrying level 4s.
We haven't put that in yet. Yeah, Rob. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, that is a function of the tech trees. I mean, right now our ships are we balance the game based on kind of a medium level, not the lowest level. So at some point the ships are supposed to kind of back down a little bit and be able to grow back to where they are now. So that's not in yet, obviously.
But some of them won't be able to do that even. Like the Predator, I think, only gets 3s at its maximum.
It can get up to 3s if it has the first tech tree level. I think everyone can get to 3s, but they have to buy that capacity to start with 2s.
Now, buy doesn't mean spend money to us.
No. It means
let's be clear.
Yeah, no, not buy from us. No,
it means you spend the ore you make or the other stuff towards
script.
Tech trees are for your in-game money, right? The other, things like the Predator is actually able to get faster and more maneuverable. That's not in yet. So there's a lot of stuff that has to kind of all be yanked out at once, and
we balanced
added to get that in.
We balanced it to where it's a flat, even experience now, and with the specials we've started to spread out the different roles, and that will get even more prominent as we go. So and we'll have to balance all along the way. But doesn't one of the ships get level 6 lasers at some point?
The Typhoon. The Typhoon's like maximum attack.
Typhoon needs level 6 lasers. Pixley.
Yes, it does.
You can get level 3 or 4, I don't remember, Vulcans. So,
right.
There's a lot of balance in there, and a lot of role specialization at the top end where your ships are so much better at what they do.
Right on.
Well, and it gets to the idea that the Typhoon is supposed to be a
Paper
kind of an
cannon.
icebreaker. Essentially, you fly straight at the enemy and punch through their line, and then blow up in the process. Maybe.
Yeah.
Glass cannon.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our next question from Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
Well, Mr. Perfect.
Good name.
It is Mr. Perfect.
Yeah. Is it?
My God.
Is it possible to add control presets? For instance, I would like to be able to load a classic keyboard-only configuration.
Ooh. That's like saving a character almost in like Call of Duty or something where you have a loadout.
Yeah. Well, there are basically two ways to approach this. One is presets as defined by the game, where we build alternate control presets, and you could say like, okay, I want to select this one and remap my whole thing at once. The other is shareable control configurations, where basically you can send other people your a file saying like, okay, this is how I have mine set up. I like it this way. You can try it. There are significant technical hurdles to the latter, and significant tedium hurdles to the former, as it were. Because basically, then it's like, okay, what do we want to define as a classic keyboard-only preset? What other presets do we want to do? How do we localize that stuff? Because, not everyone has a QWERTY keyboard. There's Azerty, there's a QRTZ, I think is another one, and various other ones. So then I feel like that opens kind of a can of worms as far as that's concerned.
You end up chasing your tail for a long time, just constantly fixing that.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I would be in favor if we did anything like this. I'm not committing to it, of letting users say this is my favorite configuration, and doing it on the forums, and then having us say, okay, we'll call it the Lotherbot config, the Lotherbot HOTUS or whatever. We'll put it in there. People can grab it and use it.
Assuming you have the exact same devices.
Right. Well, that's the point. Right. But and leave it. Put the onus on the players to try stuff rather than us to have to support, something that is super hard to keep up with.
Well, it's worth noting. I mean, a larger video game company would have almost a department set up with all these different machines and different configurations that they could run that through.
100%. And we have a Pixley.
Yeah.
who apparently had a good Christmas at the kitchen store.
It looks like he's building a super weapon of some kind. He's got a mixer and a blender and some pretzels.
Do you know a bot with mixer blades on the front would be awesome?
Do we have a cake batter level? Is that
yes, a cake batter level as we drill through the walls. I love it.
All righty. On that note, moving on.
Overcome by allergies, so I can't think.
Question from Charlie Browno. Will there be a way to vote to kick people in matches, like for people who are cheating or who have a really high ping that's affecting everybody else?
We don't really have the high ping affecting everybody else problem, do we? I mean,
we do sometimes.
If it's really bad.
If it's bad enough.
Yeah. When you start getting to 300 or 400 pings, there's.
Yeah, but there's a affects everyone else thing that should be clarified. Because of our network model, someone having high ping only affects that person and other people's perception of that person.
Right.
Everyone else's perception of everyone else is totally fine.
Right.
So that's unlike older Call of Duty games where a player was serving as host and kind of this peer-to-peer sort of thing. That's where someone's high ping would affect everyone else. Like everyone else's experience. That's definitely bad. But yeah. So anyway, answering the full question.
Vote to kick though.
We want to have that. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
especially
And
for like,
apparently, the number one person to vote to kick has been Charlie Brownell himself. So I'm not sure.
oh, I thought it was Wingman.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
for
that
sure.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
17
Okay. Top
kill.
reason. Yeah. Top reason to VTK is to it's team killing.
Yeah, we definitely should allow people to vote things off. I know. I read Charlie's stuff. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, and he's constantly he battling with people over this very issue. It's like on Battlefield 1 and stuff. And he's got a point. I mean, the cool thing is our multiplayer so far has been pretty good for those issues. So
We have a good community.
yeah, we do. But that doesn't. Yeah, we'd like it to be. We wouldn't mind having the Battlefield 1 community.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Millions of players would be good.
Sure.
And I don't think we have cheaters yet. Pixley and
No.
Jabot are
Well,
just
that
very,
makes-
very good.
Yeah, it feels like cheaters.
But there is that other game that recently had people shooting through walls. and
Dude,
stuff.
they're getting Star Marine. That's they'll
I-
figure that out though.
Don't even.
They'll figure it out.
It's just like the shooting through walls thing. Like, seeing through walls, I can understand it. Shooting directly through and the server never said,
Hey,
like, hey,
come on,
no,
guys.
you can't do that.
We have had it in some of our maps where you can fly through them. So and some of our walls we can see through from the outside. So it's just that we constantly go through them, and with our audience's help, they've helped us find a lot of those and discover areas. That's what the underground's for.
Yeah.
If you're in the underground, you're helping us find those exact things, so we don't release them to everyone else.
But yeah, the see-through walls are single-sided texture thing.
Right.
It just helps. It's more efficient.
Save space.
Well, yeah.
Right.
And we have a new Kaji's got a new map he's working on. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he posted. I think he shared a video in the studio Snapchat. We'll have to. Oh wait, that was about 15 minutes ago in the show. So if you didn't see that, rewind.
Yeah, rewind.
Slime.
Oh, and by the way, stay tuned for after the show. We're going to be doing live play with you guys with Dev Play, and Sonic Steel has donated several copies of the game to give away. So if you have friends that are interested in the game and they want it for free, we may have some trivia to answer or whatever, but we'll be giving away copies of Descent Underground in the live stream today. So Sonic
Wingman's
weight.
But they will need to be in the Twitch
we're not
chat
guessing
to win.
Wingman's weight, Rob.
yeah.
It's so close.
So make sure your friends get on and join us in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
For
Yep.
that. All right. Another
You got
question.
about 5 minutes to get them here.
And our last question for this week from Iron Man, one of our undergrounders. When I'm using a Vive VR headset, which launch option should I use? There's a number of different choices.
Okay, so that's Steam VR. Vive is a joint effort between Valve, who runs Steam, and HTC. So the Vive runs under the Steam VR library. You should definitely always use that. The Oculus VR setting is for if you have an Oculus Rift. The OS VR setting is if you're using an OS VR HDK or future versions of OS VR headsets. So yeah, it's just segmented between the big three types of headsets. So yeah, Vive is Steam. Use Steam.
Okay, cool. Oh, speaking of which, did you guys see the that new Vive tracker thing that they just announced?
Oh, I didn't see that.
That looked cool. Yeah, and I have no idea how they want to stick the thing on things.
Yeah, it's basically just an object you stick on to stuff. So like if you had like if you're playing a shooter and you wanted to stick it onto your like toy gun that you're using as a controller or whatever, it's pretty cool. I was talking.
Isn't that kind of like the PlayStation Move? They had that global thing at the end of it used to track where it was. I mean, imagine that's kind of the same technology.
Kind of, but this works with the lighthouses for the Steam. So like,
right, something's got to track the dot.
Yeah, one of our friends over at Shroud of the Avatar said he had some on his feet earlier. Because he does a lot of VR stuff and he was playing around with them. so you could see his feet in the game.
Whoa.
Yes.
Dude, I am not going to go. I just had to block something for coming from the head to the
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.
We do not need tracking.
We know where that's going. We know it's coming, and don't even say anything, Eric. But let's.
Tracking.
I did not need to see that.
Wingman's Hangar is ostensibly a family show.
Not even
Yes,
close.
indeed.
And on that bombshell, I think it's time to end.
Cool. Love doing the forum feedbacks that way. That's fun. Send your forum questions in. They're very important. Get them onto the forums. That's why they're called forum feedbacks. We do look around to other forums like the GOG and the Steam ones, but for the most part, our forum feedback questions are gathered on our website. So if you want your question answered, and by the way, you can send a video in. Jitris, where the Hades are you? We haven't had the Jitris show in a while. You know what, Mike? We haven't seen a Jitris show. Let's at least remember what the stinger looked like. You too could have your own stinger if you could send in some video questions. Anyway, Jitris, I'm looking at you. Right. So let's take a look at this week's most valuable post.
Welcome to Most Valuable Post, where we recognize a member of our community who's made a positive contribution to Descent Underground. This week, we honor one of our Kickstarter backers who took a long absence from the game. And when they came back and looked at it, they were really surprised by how much it changed and how much better it had gotten. They gave us a lot of good feedback, so congratulations, FinnFann. You made this week's Most Valuable Post.
That is super heartening. FinnFann, thank you very much.
Welcome back.
We certainly went to early access probably too early. So a lot of people
Too early access.
Yeah,
That's not an option up there,
but
I don't
we
think.
can explain it. Like we were playing the game in the studio about 6 months in, and we're having a good time playing our like 1 or 2 maps, and we're like, we want to share this with everybody, and so we put it out, and it clearly was one game mode,
2 maps.
I think it was 2.
I think we had Apophis and Valor.
No, we had Mobius.
Oh, we had
and
Mobius
Todd-
from Apophis Valor.
And so I put it out and let you guys play, but I think that some people went, "What the hell? Where's the rest of the game?"
This isn't
I'm
what
like,
you
"Well,
said. We're like, no, you're not.
as developers, we're familiar with the process and know that we're pretty far along, early on, and to have something playable. That being said, it has its pluses and minuses. It was great to get feedback early and have people playing it, and it was also meant we had a live product to support.
And it helped balance.
It helped balance, but it also slows down time to
definitely
finish the
slows
thing.
down to that.
But I think at the end you're going to get it's going to be a better thing, because it'll come back together at the end. It'll be a better deal, so it'll come back.
Circle of life.
And if you like making videos or being here are the agents of the underground that are streaming our show. We want you guys to support that, or streaming our game.
Our game.
Our
Yeah,
game.
not
Check it
this.
out. Support them, and if you want to stream, let us know. Talk to Dunkelzaw. We'll set you up. If you want to, if you stream a few of it, you want to help build your channel, we'll support you with a couple things for giveaways and stuff, so that we want to get it out there. And again, we have to spread this to as big a community and spread as wide as we can. These are people who have supported us, and we appreciate that, and we support you. It's one community. This is what we are. We're one community. We're building this together. Coming up, Descendent Studios. We're going to be bringing Dead Morose first to Proving Grounds, and then to production. It's pretty close.
It's getting pretty.
It's getting pretty.
Hopefully the lights are on again.
Yeah. Oh, remember, it was totally dark.
That was hard.
But we do want to have some dark stuff that, eventually where you have to use.
Dark, and then there's dark.
Then there's,
this was
black
like,
hole
yeah,
dark. It was
the
like nothing.
absence of color.
Exactly. We'll bring that to Proving Grounds. We have an underground meeting coming up later in the month. If you're in the underground, these are people that are testing out single player and are testing out the new maps before everybody else, all the gray box stuff. And if you want to make a map, you can submit it, and we'll put it up there in gray box fashion, and you guys can play it and say, this is the next one we want, and we'll get it into the beautification process. And as we've said, single player campaign.
Oh, so much single player.
Today we're going to talk. We know the storyline. Today we're going to talk about some smaller details, and then also how we're going to present the stuff to you. How you, the player, is going to be presented with the challenges or the objectives or the missions like that. So as a small team, as much as we would love to do like a wing commander with Mark Hamill and John Rhys Davies and all this kind of stuff, we can't afford. Apparently, they don't like working for ramen noodles like Rob and I do. That's okay. If
I don't know.
Any
We asked
actor,
really nicely.
I know any actor out there that wants a box of ramen noodles to work on it. By the way, I'm going to put this out there. My voice acting was flippin' horrid in the training mission. So
I thought
if
it
you think you
was
can do better,
moving.
let us know on the forums, and I think it's time to start recording some of the audience out there and getting them in the game. That'll be kind of fun to put on there.
Can't get much worse.
No, it certainly cannot. It cannot. Hey, yo, recruit! Hey, recruit! My voice sucks! Get in there and do your stuff! Scheisse!
Over and over.
It was terrible.
and
It was
over
so bad.
again.
I know. We need to. It's so bad.
I had to test my code, and guess what I got to hear every time?
That's right. Well, you should have that as your ringtone.
It is. How did you know?
Good morning, recruit.
Yeah, good morning, recruit.
Welcome to the Arcane Department of Heroic.
Good morning, recruit.
That's from.
Welcome to the Arcane Department of Heroic
That's a game
Defense.
Michael and I did
wow.
not. Yeah, that's a good
That's been a
game.
while.
We should totally get that out on the iPhone. I mean, it's ours. We own it, so we should put it out. But that's kind of fun.
That was a fun little
Yeah,
game.
we could
Although
maybe
you
look-
just missed the holidays.
Yeah, but it was still fun. Thanks to our underground members and all the backers out there that have joined us, all the people that have come in early access. We won't be in early access much longer. We'll be, once the single player comes out, boom, we're out, and hopefully it sells well enough to where we can continue making some really cool stuff on the game. We'd like to do things like Hot Rock. We'd like to do Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4, introduce more maps, all that kind of stuff. So help us spread the word. That's going to be the key. We got to get the word out there. Subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch channels. If Keith ever Snapchats, you got to check that out. They're hilarious. Submit your forum feedback questions on our forums, as we talked about earlier. Where are we going to see them, Rob?
Underground.